The following episode features the intentional consumption of expired food items by consenting adults. These actions are performed for entertainment purposes only and should not be attempted at home. The host, producers, and guests of the show assume no responsibility for any consequences resulting from similar behavior by viewers and listeners. Consult a medical professional before consuming any questionable or expired food products. Viewer and listener discretion is advised.
Welcome to the Pantry Pirates podcast, where we put preservation to proof. Watch us duel with expired foods by rating overall sketchiness using our five senses, and most importantly, our sixth sense, common sense, to decide whether we dare to consume each other's expired offerings. Melissa Traeger, welcome to the Pantry Pirates podcast.
Thank you for having me. Or volunteering me.
Move it a little closer.
Okay.
Like 6 inches is ideal. Okay, cool. So, you've read over the intake form, just making sure that there are no food allergies or medical conditions that would make this food extra sketchy for you?
Correct. I brought my iron stomach with me.
All right. Iron Chef in the making. You've also read over the legal disclaimer. Do you have any concerns?
Yeah, the only concern I have is the expectation of compensation. No, I'm just joking.
How much you want?
At least $1.
We'll talk about it. We'll negotiate.
All right. Well, no, everything looks good. The only other thing is the compliance with law. I sped on my way here. Are you going to tell on me?
I wasn't going to confess.
Okay. Well, then we are good to go. So let me go ahead and sign this.
Thank you for hurrying over. I've got to give you some even more appreciation, because I know we originally scheduled for this episode to record tomorrow night after work, but since we already had the dining room pirate themed, it kind of makes more sense to go ahead and do it today instead of having a breakdown and then put the equipment back up.
You mean I am not on a pirate ship right now? I'm so appalled.
I know, right? You can't even tell the difference.
No, I cannot. Even feel like a little sway.
The shelves behind us may be a little bit more merchandise than on a regular pirate ship, but otherwise pretty close.
Yes, definitely. Alrighty.
So, Melissa, you and I have been friends for many years.
Yeah, like 15-ish, we'll say. It was somewhere.
Is
Oh.
this plugged in?
Can
Can you hear it in your?
Yeah, I
headphones?
can hear you.
Awesome. Nice. Probably just my headphones. Test. Okay, I can hear it now.
There we go.
Can you turn up the host ones by a few notches? Sorry, on the little board in the very back. The behind the mixer. But sorry, in front of the mixer if you're going with it. Yeah, there's one that says host. Do you see it? Did I not label them? I thought I did. All right, number 2. It's the one closer to me. Test. Perfect. Oh, down just a little bit. Thanks. I want to hear my voice well enough to where when I am being annoying, I can back it down. If I'm annoying to them, I'm annoying to everybody. Okay. Yeah, what year did you guys start going to Hickory Hollow?
Around 2010.
Okay, so it was. God, I moved to Nashville in 2010, so it's been 15 years.
Yeah, it was like 2010, 2011, somewhere around there.
Wow. Good times.
Yes.
Shout out to Hickory Hollow Baptist Church, Antioch, Tennessee.
Yes.
Made some great memories there.
Definitely. Ate lots of hot dogs.
Me too. Cooked lots of hot dogs. Man, that grill, I think I could do 70 dogs at a time.
That's crazy.
It's a lot of dogs. It's enough for a contest.
I don't think that you're ever going to have an episode with a hot dog eating contest.
I don't know. I would not be opposed to it.
Okay.
Maybe we bring out different expired brands and see how sketchy they are in relativity. I think the fewer the preservatives, probably the sketchier the end product, all dates being equal.
Definitely. I think the hardest part too is knowing how the food was kept before even you got it, because I was at the grocery store today.
For sure.
And there's just this big thing of salmon sitting out there, and I'm like, is someone going to put that in the cooler anytime soon?
I totally agree. In the grocery industry, that's referred to as the cold chain.
Yes.
Making sure that cold foods stay at the proper temperature throughout the entire process, from manufacturer to warehousing to transportation to the store cooler to the sales floor.
Yeah.
Very important. I heard back in my grocery days that leaving a gallon of milk unrefrigerated out, like sitting on a pallet on the sales floor, for every 30 minutes, you lose a day of freshness off the sell-by date. Isn't that wild?
That is. It's interesting though, because for the longest time, I just bought conventional milk like anybody else. And for a while there, I started buying organic milk. And I don't know if it was the way that it was processed, but I noticed that it lasted longer in the refrigerator after
Really?
I opened it. And so for the longest time, when I was drinking regular milk, I was buying organic milk because it lasted longer. And now I'm not a big milk person. Most of the time, like, I buy fat-free half and half or regular half and half for my coffee, which also naturally lasts longer than just conventional milk, which is so weird to me how the different dairy products last longer than the others.
For the half and half, I wonder if it's water content.
Well, that could be part of it, because I've bought both fat-free half and half and regular half and half, and it's the same. And to me, fat-free half and half is kind of an oxymoron.
Right.
I'm like, oh, they just put some thickeners in there. Nothing a little carrageenan won't fix.
Something to get the consistency just right.
Yeah.
For sure.
But no, it's interesting how different dairy products last.
Speaking of interesting, I know you are a culinary school graduate.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any interesting stories from culinary school?
You'd be surprised how many people put knives in their pockets.
Oh. With or without a sheath?
Without.
Whoa.
There was somebody who stabbed themselves in the leg in the elevator because they put their paring knife in their pocket and forgot about it.
Ouch.
But yeah, I mean, nothing crazy as far as cooking or anything like that's concerned. Nobody's done anything completely abnormal during my culinary school days, other than put knives in their pockets.
That's pretty crazy.
It is.
I would not recommend it.
No, definitely not. But yeah, knife safety is one of those things that I have always taken pretty serious. And the worst cut I ever had was I just sliced my nail right off one time.
Ooh.
And it was like off. So like I wasn't actually like really bleeding or anything. It just...
That's awful.
I didn't tuck my finger enough, and But I know somebody who dropped a slicer blade on their arm, and they literally have stitches like this.
Whoa.
Like you can see where they stitched the person's arm back on. But yeah, no, I've never really majorly injured myself with a knife, because I was taught, as long as you keep your form correct, your speed will eventually come. And
Absolutely. Don't rush it.
yes, and then always anchor your cutting board.
That's a good idea. What's your favorite way to anchor it?
Normally just a paper towel. Just a little moisture on the paper towel, it'll keep it from... But it's also hard. A lot of people don't put their cutting boards on flat surfaces. So like if your counter has like a little bit of a lip at the edge or whatever, you've got to have your cutting board. Your cutting board has to be flat itself, not warped. And then also your surface that you're laying it on has to be flat. But
That's important. And from a cleaning standpoint too, I know the less scoring on the cutting board, the easier it is to get it deep cleaned.
yeah. And
Past a certain point, folks, make sure to replace your cutting boards once it starts looking like a pincushion.
yeah, and the cutting boards, one of the big things too is, there's controversy. Well, do I use wood? Do I use plastic? As long as you're not really using glass, because glass will definitely dull your knife. Microplastics are not high on my list of concerns. If they were, I would probably go nuts.
Shout out to Dr. Shanna Swan and the Jizz Quiz. Have you seen that?
I have not.
She's got a fertility quiz up on her site that literally is called the Jizz Quiz, talking about how microplastics can can affect your life, and some things that people do to
Minimize
exactly
plastic exposure. I try to minimize plastic exposure in general, but overall, like I said, it would be so time consuming to do. Could you imagine? Like, plastic touches everything.
right, and it's so convenient too, man. I love my Ziploc bags.
Yes. I did recently buy some silicone bowl covers, so that's helping eliminate the plastic wrap. But that was mainly because I'm cheap.
Right. Well, flavor too. Like I detect a flavor in saran wrap food, like, after reheating it. So there's got to be something transferring there, and it just makes it less appealing to me.
Yeah. And the one thing that's really interesting to me as well is, cans and the lining inside of cans. Back in the day, we never worried about that. Like, as a kid, one of the big things my parents always did was we would take the milk, the condensed milk, and boil it straight in the can to make the dulce de leche. Yeah.
I love it.
Yes.
That's one of my favorite hacks too.
And I mean, I am not going to change that, even if you tell me there's something in that lining of the can that's going to kill me.
Right. I don't know. I feel like maybe we could figure out some kind of pressurized container to use. But yeah, that's a good point. Sometimes the old tricks are worth a little bit of danger.
Yeah.
Everybody's got to decide that, how much danger they're willing to have for some comforts.
Yes. And today's danger that I brought with me is brought to you by my boomer mom.
Oh yeah.
Yes. So, to give you a little bit of a backstory, a little over a year ago, I had moved out of my parents' house, and they sold their house and moved to Pennsylvania. And when they cleaned out their freezer, they brought me some stuff. And I recently cleaned my freezer out again and found this and was like, well, this came from my mom, and it is sure expired. So,
nice.
Perfect candidate for our...
Thanks for thinking of me before you decided to just toss it in the trash.
Yeah, we're going out on I was going to say limb, but I think a plank would be a better appropriate for.
What kitchen shortcut do you use that would horrify the head chef in a fancy restaurant?
I don't always sear my meat first before cooking it. I know that, for example, I should sear my chicken breasts before throwing them in the oven, and it makes them better, but sometimes I just toss them in the oven with a little bit of water, cover them with foil, and call it a day.
Nice. You could always do a reverse sear at the end, too, if you really wanted to.
But
no?
Classical French cuisine will tell you that searing your meat before baking it is going to seal in your flavor, get your Maillard reaction, and make it best.
No matter what kind of meat, like in general?
In general, yeah. Wow. Like, I grew up making pot roast. My mom always just seared it, and I didn't know that she knew what she was doing, you know? And I had that realization that, like, oh, like, my mom knew what she was doing, at least when it came to this, or somebody taught her. Because, yeah, I mean, I can't tell you how many times I just threw a roast in a crock pot when really, you are supposed to sear your meat first. It helps, like I said, with the Maillard reaction, and gives you that nice browning, gives you fond in the pan to make things taste better. But yeah, we've all been told just toss it in.
Nice. I very rarely sear it. If it's part of a recipe to sear, I will, but I usually don't think of doing that before throwing something in the oven or in a crock pot.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
It's definitely more work, but it does definitely help with the outcome, and that's why I'm a big Instant Pot fan. It has the sear. Oh yeah,
you just read my mind. I was just about to mention that, the sear feature.
Yeah, so
we're on the same wavelength.
Yes, the Instant Pot. I don't even have a crock pot anymore. It's everything in one. It's your rice cooker, it's your slow cooker, it's your fast cooker, it's your pressure cooker.
Plus you only have one pot at the end to wash instead of a searing pan, and then your cooking vessel.
Exactly.
Smart. Very smart.
Yay for modern kitchen technology.
In your kitchen at home, have you known yourself to normally throw out foods once they expire, or how do you treat that?
It depends on the food. Earlier this year I bought some, am I allowed to say brands?
Sure.
Okay, I bought some Halo Top cookie mix.
Nice. Shout out to Halo Top.
And I was like, well, I would like some lower calorie diet cookies, and I got it on the sale rack, and it still had like 6 months left on the expiration, and then like the 6 months came and gone, and I had that moment where I was like, wait, I never made those Halo Top cookies. So at this point, it was about 2 months expired, and I was like, I'm just gonna try it. I mixed it together. There was no flour bugs in it, which I did not know what flour bugs were. I learned that the hard way when I made a cake mix in my teenage years, and there was bugs in it. And I was like, why is there bugs in my cake mix?
It's just extra protein.
Yes, so I was very sad when my cake was no longer viable.
Nothing like a pinch of chitin to the recipe.
Hey, now we eat bugs for protein, you know?
Some do.
Yes.
I prefer not to.
Cricket is delicious. I have no idea.
It's funny you mentioned that. I just referred in the last episode to the two things that I do not care to eat. And one of them is organs. I don't like organ meat. And the other one is bugs. So...
yeah. I've never really ate bugs, so I can't say, but yeah, not a fan of organ meats, mainly because of the way they smell.
Right. Yeah, not very appealing. Sorry, I know some people, especially in the South, love their fried chicken livers, but I'll pass.
The only organ meat that I willingly ate was foie gras, duck liver.
I've never had it. I would try that just for the experience, but something tells me I would not be a repeat customer. It's
actually not very, organ meat tasting. It's very smooth and creamy. Most people, that's why I guess it's very highly sought out and priced, is because it's actually really good.
Can you imagine how many ducks they need to process to make like a serving of it? I'm sure the duck liver is not very huge.
Don't make me have a Lisa Simpson moment, okay?
Sorry, just me thinking out loud. That wasn't even directed towards you. That was more like my own brain.
I did have a Lisa Simpson moment a long time ago. As a teenager, I was a vegetarian for years.
Oh. I tried it for about a month and I couldn't do it.
As an adult,
I had meat cravings.
Yeah, as an adult, it wasn't the cravings for me, because I did go vegan for about 6 weeks just as an experiment.
That's discipline.
I did miss bacon. Beans taste so much better when you make them with bacon.
I agree.
But it was just the amount of effort that you had to put into it. It's very laborious. Very time consuming. Everything that you eat, you have to check. And this may be a controversial opinion. That's why I feel like if you have life-threatening allergies, or you have celiac disease, or you should always prepare your food yourself.
Sure, that's definitely the safest way.
Yes, because you don't want to leave it up to other people. Because even something as simple as, say, for example, you're gluten-free, right? You're celiac. It literally damages your intestines if you eat gluten. How do you know that person that made you that gluten-free cake or gluten-free cookie didn't think about the fact that they probably keep a slice of bread in their brown sugar to keep it from, getting hard?
That is a good point.
So, yeah, for food safety, if you have any type of, health condition, that can put you in anaphylaxis or damage your organs, you should always prepare your own food. Exactly. And it's very difficult to do. So bless those people that have those conditions.
For sure. What's a food that you faked your way through liking for the sake of politeness or peace?
Coconut.
Any form of coconut?
Coconut that's not toasted. If it's toasted the whole way through, yes, but most of the time I am not a raw coconut person. But you'd be surprised how many people just throw it in all their foods, or drinks, especially tropical drinks have coconut in them, and just not a fan of that raw Mounds coconut flavor.
Ashley, I'm sorry in advance, but I gotta tell you, stuffing. I'm not the biggest stuffing fan.
You make a terrible Yankee. I mean, bread stuffing is one of the things that, the Southerners, they're the ones that like the cornbread stuffing.
Right.
But yeah, I would definitely much prefer bread stuffing, because that's what I was brought up on.
For sure. I enjoy the stuffing from the bird, from an actual stuffed turkey, but I know there's health concerns with that. But just stovetop or just cornbread stuffing on the top of the stove, not the biggest fan. I feel like my carbs could better be spent elsewhere.
Is it stuffing or dressing?
You're right. I guess technically that would be called dressing.
Yeah.
Touche.
And that was actually one of the very first things I learned in culinary school was the stuffing the bird. And the way to really make it safe is to wait till the bird's about 50 to 75% cooked and then stuff it on in there.
Okay. So wait till the button pops and then stuff the bird?
Well, if the button pops, the bird's done, right?
Depending on who you ask.
Yeah. Oh, well, see, to me, the button isn't really an accurate way to tell anyway. You should always use a meat thermometer and put it into the thickest part of the leg.
Good advice.
So, but I've had very spirited conversations with people on the internet about using meat thermometers versus being able to tell, especially on things like chicken breast and steak.
Oh, for sure. Especially, poultry or seafood. You always want to temp it and make sure it temps correctly.
I mean, I've worked in restaurant industry for years, and the little chicken breasts that you get, on a sandwich or, even cut up on top of your Alfredo, most of the time in a restaurant, they're so thin, they're going to get cooked really quick, and most of the people know when they're done. And especially, another big thing that a lot of people don't think about with food safety is how fast are you going to eat it?
That's true. Are you within that 4-hour window?
Yeah, so I mean, if something's going to be eaten quickly, that is a much better indicator of how well it needs to be cooked.
For sure.
Because a lot of the temperatures, and this is probably, again, something that's controversial, they're set on the high side of things,
Oh, yeah, erring on the side of caution.
Yeah, and
even though, like, poultry, for example, they call for, 170 or above now? Mm-hmm. Used to be 165. We know that past 141 degrees Fahrenheit, bacteria starts dying en masse, but 170 gets you to probably that 0.999% of ultra strong bacteria that are very temperature resistant.
Yes, and then also too, we had me fill out the health survey. I can better withstand food that has been, undercooked more than my 85-year-old aunt.
Absolutely.
So that's also, you've got to know your population, who you're cooking for, and
cook for the most vulnerable ones when you're in food service.
Yes.
Good point. What's your midnight snack ritual?
I'm not awake at midnight. No.
Nice.
Lately, my snack that is probably not the best thing for me is those ice cream bars, the Biscoff cookie butter ice cream
so
bars.
Good.
Yes, those are my guilty pleasure. I am a fan, and they are worth the 310 calories that they have in them.
I agree. They're amazing. Mine is peanut butter. Whether it's on top of ice cream, on a banana, or just a spoonful of peanut butter in my mouth. I love peanut butter late at night.
Yes, peanut butter is delicious.
If your spice rack could talk, what would it accuse you of neglecting?
Just based off of its consistency, I have the Flavor God spices, and I have a sriracha one. And I don't use it as much as I thought I would, and it started to clump, so.
Oh, it's too bad.
But yeah, no, it's really good. I'm a fan of their spice mixes, and I am a fan. This is not paid by any means whatsoever, but if they want to pay us,
right? I would not turn down sponsorship from an appropriate sponsor.
Yes, but they don't add a bunch of junk to their spices, and
nice. So it's the real deal.
Yes, their spice mixes are very good, and they have lots of fun things. Like they have like a buttery cinnamon roll,
Ooh.
And that tastes really good on like yogurt and other fun things. Like I'll put it on my coffee sometimes, or.
That sounds good.
It is. And I don't know how they made a quote-unquote spice taste buttery, but they did. And not fake buttery, like good buttery.
Must be a secret recipe.
Yes, definitely.
Have you ever pretended you know how to use an appliance when you totally did not know how to use that appliance?
In the famous words of my father, Dave, figure it out, kid. So
Nice.
Yes, I have figured out many things.
Yeah, for me, a handheld mixer when I was in my younger years was a conundrum, but eventually I got the whole hang of it and learned how to use it.
Yes. My favorite though is when you don't know the strength of your mixer and you're just like, and then things
Oh
explode.
yeah, it slings all over the place.
Yes. So always fun to experience kitchen explosions.
Especially with something with standing power like fruit juice or brownie batter.
Yes.
What's a meal that you served that you knew was a disaster, but you followed through anyway?
So I used to, a lot of the times, just, like I would cook when I lived with my parents, I would cook. And I would always just be like, my mom would be like, what's for dinner? And I'm like, I would say whatever meat it was. A lot of the times it was chicken. I'd be like, chicken something. And, or, beef something or whatever. A lot of the times it was chicken. So the one time I was trying to make like a chicken casserole with like a Mexican theme, and I put seasoning in it, and I tried, and it just tasted bland. It tasted like plain white rice with some chicken and corn in it. It was not good. Like, I don't know how it tasted so bland because I put so much stuff in it. But
Nice. My worst kitchen fail is adding too much salt to something in the beginning and then trying to make it less noticeably salty through adding more stuff to it. I've never succeeded.
yeah, I learned the hard way that especially with salt, you always put it in your hand and then put it in.
For sure. Never just dump it because the
Yes.
lid could come off or put in way more than you think.
Yeah, or the salt could be like clumped in there, and then you shake it, and it's like, psh.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, salt is one of those things that, yeah. So speaking of salt, how do you feel about MSG? Have you ever used it to cook, or?
I have. I like it. I enjoy the umami flavor that it brings, but I know that some people do have sensitivity to it.
Yeah.
What about you?
I've never directly cooked with it, but I've had dishes prepared with it, and yeah, it's definitely a different level of flavor
For
than
sure.
salt.
I've not used MSG. Like I've never bought like a spice canister that says monosodium glutamate on it, but I've used like soy paste. What do they call it? There's a
Miso?
yes, miso paste, which is high in MSG. I know Maggi, like the spice,
Yeah.
the liquid additive is high in MSG. But yeah, I consider that just adding MSG to the food because it's one of the primary ingredients.
Yeah, we should get us some MSG and try it out.
Sure, I'll be down
Yeah. Go halvesies on it.
for sure. Or I'll spring for it. Try it in something. So, in your packet, you've got our Pantry Pirates Preservation Proof Primer. What this is just some general guidelines of what to look for when you're considering possibly consuming an expired food. Not all labels are created equally. If you see a label with a best by or best if used before date, typically this refers to quality of food, not explicitly food safety. If you see a use by date, this is a little more stringent. Use by is related to safety, especially with perishables. And then a sell by date is more for store inventory use. The product could possibly still be fine to consume. That's just the date after which the retailer may not sell the food. So we'll use our five senses to evaluate each food offering. When you look at food, we're typically looking for no signs of mold or bacterial growth, no bulging, no odd separation. When it comes to smell, the simple rule is when in doubt, throw it out. If it smells bad, that's a good indicator that it's not any longer safe to eat. I would look for any kind of sour, rancid, metallic, or chemical smell coming off of the food product. And then feel, especially for dry goods, you want them to feel dry and smooth. If you notice any slimy, sticky, or gritty texture, I would steer clear of that as well. Do you want to go through the red flags?
Yeah, but I want to add one thing to it as far as
Absolutely.
feel, is if you add water into your flour-based product and little buggies float to the top.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
I mean, it was very shocking. I had no idea that there was such thing as flour bugs.
Those aren't just cracked pepper?
In my vanilla cake mix.
Probably not.
I was like, there's bugs in my food. Okay, red flags. Toss immediately. Bloated or bulging packaging. Broken vacuum seals or popped jars. Visible mold, except cured cheeses and salamis. Nothing like a little cured cheese.
Oh yeah.
Sour, metallic, or chemical smells. Fizzing or gas formation in non-carbonated foods.
Definitely steer clear of that. You don't want any fermentation that you don't intend to consume.
Yeah.
All right, so here is the most fun part of the episode. We get to share our offerings and evaluate each one.
Okay.
Mel, what have you got for us today?
Today I have Dockside Classics lobster cakes.
Ooh, yummy.
These are a fresh, never frozen product that was put in the freezer.
Nice.
The expiration date is March 31st of 2024. And as I mentioned earlier, this is something that was carried on from my parents' freezer to mine. And so the expiration date is not one of those things that it was based off of it being fresh. And I know there are plenty of people who do freeze fresh products to try to get more life out of them.
Guilty as charged. Mm-hmm. Dave and Liz, thank you for your donation. So, in interest of time, we have pre-prepared 2 lobster cakes from the package, so y'all don't have to wait for us to cook for 20 minutes. Collin, could you go ahead and grab those from the kitchen?
It's hard to see, but you can see some ice crystals that have formed on this one here.
So possible freezer burn.
I wouldn't say necessarily freezer burn, but just maybe some ice crystals, because freezer burn normally you can see like discoloration within the product itself. It's like
Okay.
in the food. Ice crystals are normally the start of freezer burn, but not always.
That's a really
An
important
indicator of freezer
distinction.
burn.
By the way, you are our first ever guest that brought in refrigerated, potentially hazardous food. So thank you for bringing this podcast to a totally new realm.
Yes. I'm looking to see here what this dipping sauce is supposed to be like,
you,
because
sir.
it's a little separated. I'm thinking it might supposed to be like more of a butter product than like a...
So not cocktail sauce?
No, definitely.
Yeah, that would be red and hopefully
Yeah.
some horseradish chunks in there. So
Yeah, based off of the ingredients here, soybean oil, water, garlic, corn syrup, it's supposed to be like a buttery sauce.
okay.
So I don't know if it's still frozen. Do we want to enjoy the sauce with it? Maybe throw it in the microwave for a minute? No.
We could.
30 seconds.
We could if you want. Colin, would you mind to throw the sauce in the microwave?
We got to take the foil off.
Yeah, for sure. We don't want any fireworks unintended.
Yeah, it's still a little frozen in the middle there. Okay, I got all the foil off of there.
Here's a little plate if we want to put it on there for
Yeah.
boil over resistance.
I would say maybe like 30 seconds max.
Thank you, sir.
But still keep an eye on it because it'll explode easily.
For sure. So let's evaluate the cooked product.
Okay.
All right, first sight.
I mean, it,
Looks like a lobster cake to me.
yeah, looks crab cake like.
I would say looks good for sight.
Are we just like checking next to it?
So, yeah, you can either check or ring, your choice for each one. So the way it works, thank you for asking. For each of the 5 senses, you've got a number between 0 and 2 that you'll assign to it. 0 is looks good. 1 is somewhat suspect, and then 2 is completely sus. We'll total up our numbers at the end, multiply them by 10, and that's our percentage sketchiness. Thanks, dude.
Thank you.
So
Smells nice and garlicky.
Yeah, it does. It smells good. So yeah, for sight, I rated it 0 for looks good. Sound. Sounds good to me.
Do we like?
You can you can evaluate however you want to.
Okay.
It cuts easily with the fork.
Yes.
I
don't
would
think
say
there's any suspicious sounds coming from it.
not at all. All right, here's a big one. Smell.
Okay.
Give it a good whiff.
It smells seafood-like, but it doesn't smell fishy.
I agree. I don't detect any overt funkiness to the smell.
Yeah, me either. I don't. The house hasn't filled with an aroma that makes anybody want to
Right.
retch.
It doesn't smell like the bottom of a warship. No barnacles. All right, touch. It feels crispy on the outside and more moist in the middle, which again don't throw off any red flags to me.
Yeah, no, I don't
do you
see
think?
anything that makes me want to run.
It separates easily. I don't notice any stickiness or sliminess.
No.
I would say the coherence of the patty is good.
Yeah, and even the frozen product, I don't see anything on it that's like barnacles or,
Right.
like I said, there's some ice crystals on there, but that's not anything that's abnormal for something that's been sitting in the freezer for a year and a
agree.
half.
I see some scattered bits of green, but they look like there may be a vegetable component that was intended for the food. I don't see any signs of mold growth.
Yeah, the product has
Something
little-
green, little
yeah.
green onions or some kind of goodness in there, maybe celery.
Yeah, and the ingredients here, I'm looking, let's see. Yep, there's celery in there.
Very nice. So the green tracks.
Yes.
All right, now here comes the final sense, if you dare. I am going to taste the food and see what happens.
Okay. I'm going to do the same. Let's see here.
That's darn good.
I'm going to put a little of the
Oh yeah.
butter sauce on it, and I already double dipped my fork, so
No
sorry
worries.
about that. I don't think it would be our first time.
Right.
The one thing,
Let the record show double dipping is not recommended, but yeah, Mel and I are old friends.
we've double dipped before.
So I'm gonna rate it the lobster cake 0% suspect.
I will say this,
That's good.
the one thing I don't like about a lot of like crab cake products is there's a lot of fillers in most of them. I am used to a more fishy filled one where I can tell there's lots of fillers in this one. And
You want to see flaky lobster?
yeah,
Me
or
too.
crab, or even if it's fake crab, I'm a fan of all of that.
Sure.
And then, I am not a fan of fake like oils pretending to be butter. That one actually has a pretty decent flavor to it.
It's tasty.
It is, but I can tell it's not butter.
Right.
I definitely believe it's not butter.
I can't believe it's not butter.
So I'm very surprised as to how well this this turned out.
Me too. And if you don't mind to just label it LC or lobster cake up top for posterity. All right, now comes your turn to choose an item out of the treasure chest.
Our matey. Okay. Let's see what we got. I am thoroughly offended by the chunky fruit spread. No.
Referring to the spread, not to the user.
Let's see. So is this something where I can talk about the products, or do I just pick one?
I would say just pick one, and
Okay.
then we'll evaluate it.
Okay, I am an olive lover, but I can't pass up the chunks.
All right, mango chunky fruit spread it is.
Yes.
What's the date on that?
Let's see. Oh, God bless America.
Land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light.
This is older
from
than me. No, I'm
above.
just
Oh.
August 3rd of 2022.
Ooh. Mid-COVID.
I'm a brave woman.
Yeah, you are.
Can we eat the lobster cake?
You sure can. I'm gonna choose to dig in later, but let's evaluate the other one and then we'll decide whether we want to keep consuming.
Okay.
Hey, Collin, could you bring us some crackers and a couple spoons and one more plate so we could try this mango delight?
Where are the crackers?
We should have some saltine crackers in the kitchen, I believe. I can. Okay, viewers, all cards on the table. I know you thought this was a lovely display of pirate goodness, but we've got a secret stash of carbs as well, most of which are not out of date, so they're not in the treasure chest. I'm gonna open up the stash and see if I can find some crackers. Yeah, if you'll get the plate and 2 spoons. We're going unscripted, people.
Going off script.
Look up under the hood, see our...
You mean you don't want me to get back in the treasure chest and get out the jalapeno crackers?
No, save those for future guests. one item per episode per attendee.
I feel like those would, mixing 2 expired products.
Uh-oh, our heads might explode.
We've overdone it. Oh, the fine china. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Are there any pita chips?
Unfortunately, no, my chips are eaten already. Oh. Graham crackers, is that acceptable?
Sure, why not?
We can edit all this fun out in post-production, by the way, so.
Okay. I just feel like the color is one of my concerns. But
Little darker than you would expect for mangoes.
yeah, and especially like if you look at the bottom, it seems like it's darker on the top. I don't know if that's just the reflection from the lid or what. But I feel like it's lighter on the bottom than it is on the top.
So there's some kind of color change happening there.
Yeah.
All right. Let's each take a cracker. Do you wanna crack open that jar?
Okay. All right. Watch your ears.
Ah!
There we go. It's still sealed. You heard that pop. I don't see anything growing on the lid. There's some moisture there.
That's good to know that there's no unintended growth.
I don't see anything growing on the top. There's, again, moisture, but that's normal with a pectin product like this, which is gelled. I don't want to skip over the steps and smell it, but I want to.
Sorry, let me take a look at that lid as well. Yeah, I do see a little moisture. Yeah, I agree. The next thing I want to do is smell it. But so I see a little separation of moisture.
And for pectin products, that's normal. For me, the thing, like I said, that really makes me somewhat sus is the color.
Yeah, I see.
Because I don't know what the color was originally, but I feel like it's darker, like more brown than it should be.
I agree. This looks more like a honey almost than a lighter colored substance.
But,
All right, let's give it a listen.
Okay. One thing.
Go ahead. What were you thinking?
One thing I'm curious about is if there is anything in here that would make it darker, other than like say there was molasses or something in it, you know.
That's a good point.
But
I didn't think about that.
no, there's no strange sounds or fizzing or anything like that coming from it.
No signs of life.
No, nothing bubbling, fizzing, popping. And then also the initial hearing of the lid popping is a good thing.
Absolutely. So, as far as we can tell, it was still completely sealed.
Yes. So the ingredients are organic mangoes, organic cane sugar, water, organic lemon juice, concentrate, and pectin. So that's the main ingredients of all of like a gel or jelly or
Thank goodness for that lemon
preserves.
juice concentrate, not only to add some tartness to it, but also to help as a natural preservative.
Yes. But yeah, I mean, the organic cane sugar wouldn't, to me, add the darkness to it. Like I said, that's the thing for me that I'm like, about.
Unless it was Terminato, but I don't recall it being that shade when I originally bought it.
Yeah.
I think you're into something. All right, you want to try to smell?
Yeah, here it goes.
Give it a good whiff. Smelling a little off.
Smells a little sus.
Yeah. Careful not to get my mustache in there.
Oh, there's a hair in my jelly.
That was planted. Planted by me. Not intentional.
Post-production. No.
Dude, why are your smells so audible?
Because I'm really getting it up
He's
there.
trying. He's doing it on purpose.
Haven't you noticed Daddy has a big nose?
Then you shouldn't need to inhale so hard.
The better
just
to
the-
smell you with, my dearie.
Yeah, just the whole, like, portal is wide enough. But yeah, no, it definitely smells sus to me.
Part of my concern is that I don't smell mango strongly enough. I expected it to burst with fruit aroma, and I don't. The other thing, what would you consider the smell? I'm still trying to place it. That's why so many whiffs.
Let me see.
If you had to put a
Have you ever smelled a mango that is starting to go bad?
yes.
I feel like that's what it smells like. Like it smells like mango that's sat on the counter too long and is starting to turn brown.
Smells like this mango's gotta go, son. Yeah, I agree. For me, it's not even the turning. It's the fact that it doesn't smell mango-y enough. Like that
it's
fresh
not, like,
mango
sweet.
aroma.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's not hit me in the nostrils yet.
No.
So yeah, I'm gonna give it a 2 for smell. Are you brave enough to touch?
Let me start with the spoon.
Do you, boo?
I mean, it functions like a pectin product. It's not. Oh, sorry.
It's all right.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't.
No burning sensations.
No.
My finger's on fire. All right, I like the chunkiness.
Yeah.
I like that it's not completely homogeneous.
Well, and another thing too is, pectin products, as they start to go bad, they can also turn back into liquid. So the fact that it is
Still
solid
relatively
is,
solid.
I mean,
good solid colloid.
yeah. Let's it's not too old. Only 3 years.
I think it feels okay.
Yeah.
All right. If you're brave enough, let's go ahead and give it a little taste.
I got a little on here. Let's see.
It's off. What do you think?
It's not like disgusting,
No.
but it's not like it should be.
It's not at the peak of freshness.
No, and it's like at the beginning it's fine, but after it leaves, it's like, not as good as like you can feel like the aftertaste of it. But no, it's not something that is disgusting. And like, I mean, if you said, Melissa, you have to eat another spoon of it, I would.
Yeah, I would agree. Not something I would choose to eat the entire jar of.
No, but it's still definitely expired.
Can you believe we had an over a year out of date seafood product that raised fewer suspicions, a lot fewer, than a couple-year-old out of date canned product?
Yeah, seafood is one of those things that most people are very suspicious of, and it carries foodborne illness way easier than other products. And so, yeah, I think one of the things that really help this is if you look at the ingredients, even though the main ingredient is lobster meat, right behind it is lobster surimi. And then right behind that is, let's see here, sorry, is soybean oil. So the majority of the product itself are things that are already pretty processed. Surimi is pretty processed. It's got,
For sure.
you know, because even after it says surimi, it's got in the parentheses that includes, you know, wheat starch, Pollock, egg whites, cornstarch, all of these other things. So as much as we think that, you know, by the packaging, fresh, never frozen, that we're getting this amazing fresh product, it's very processed.
Good to know.
I mean, look how many ingredients there are. Like, there's this whole,
That's-
like, laundry list of ingredients.
That's a solid paragraph.
Yeah.
It's more than just lobster, flour, cheese, spices.
Yeah, and I did work for a high-end restaurant, and we made our crab cakes fresh in-house, and they were very, I mean, we used lump crab meat, first of all. We didn't add anything else, any other crab meats to them, so, but we put very little breadcrumb and fillers in there. It was all, like, vegetables, you know, celery, onions, peppers, and then just a little like egg to bind everything together, a little bit of breadcrumbs, and then just lump crab meat. So they were very
Minimalist when it comes to the recipe.
Yeah,
Sounds good. Sometimes less is more with that kind of thing.
yeah,
Once you start adding those ingredients we can't easily pronounce, I feel like quality goes down.
and it's interesting to me because, you know, ingredients are listed in the order of
Abundance.
yes. And so for me to see lobster meat as the first ingredient in this, and it tastes very bready to me, is shocking.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely detected, really, I would say more carb texture than protein texture.
Yeah. And I think the fact that there is 14 carbs and 4 grams of protein speaks to that.
Bingo! I don't know what part of the lobster the carbs come from.
But yeah, it's interesting too because there's also a good amount of sodium in here as well. But again, any product that's processed, you're gonna.
Thank goodness for that sodium from a preservative standpoint.
Yeah.
Maybe not from a overall health standpoint for the consumer.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's one of those things where, like I said, I'm very surprised as it's not going. It doesn't have a fishy taste to it. It's mainly just tastes like carbs that want to be fish.
Right. Keep swimming.
Yes.
All right, so I'm drawn in 0% suspect. I'm shocked that it's 0 sus, but
Me too, because I genuinely
give
was
it 0%.
expecting a very fishy smell. I was expecting it to look like they'd be frosted over and
Me
maybe
too.
even freezer burnt. Especially since it was taken from one freezer to the other, you know, so it did spend some time in a cooler being transported and things like
For
that.
sure.
But
hey, thank goodness it was in a cooler, maintaining that cold chain.
yeah,
Didn't just put it in the back of a 90-degree car and let it sit for a while.
yeah.
I'm gonna be brave and go ahead and eat this bad boy.
Alright. As much as, like I said, I'm not a big fan of the butter, in general, this is really a really decent butter sauce. It's,
Nice. I'll give it a dip.
you know, it's garlicky flavor. It doesn't taste like super oily.
It's tasty. The only thing I don't love about the butter sauce
Mm-hmm.
is the mouthfeel.
Yeah.
Like you mentioned, you can tell it's definitely not made of butter.
Yeah.
And then, as much as I love garlic, dude, I'm a quarter Italian, and I like to say that quarter is right around my stomach area because Italian's my favorite food. But I think the garlickiness actually takes away from the overall flavor of the lobster cake. I like my taste of lobster. Well, we'll see what the day after gut check proves, but I'm not worried about this. Surprisingly, I thought I would be.
Me too. I was expecting when it was cooking, I was expecting the whole place to like start to reek of fish, and it doesn't. So
It would be true to theme if it did.
I saw a video recently where somebody went to a place and got the all-you-can-eat crab legs, and there was barnacles on them.
Nice.
I was like...
Come from one species and you get a whole nother one too.
Right. And the comment section was entertaining. There was comments that were like, well, you don't eat the outside. And then there was comments that were like, no wonder they were all they can eat. But yeah,
right.
It's interesting. I'd love for you all to comment on this and say like what you would do if there were barnacles on your food.
Not just what you would do if there were barnacles. What would you do if the restaurant made you crack open the barnacles and eat them as well before you got more crab legs? You must eat all your seafood and clear your plate, young man, before you get more. All right.
I definitely would not eat barnacles. I mean, and it was a seafood boil, so that's another question too. Like, it was like
what
a
else
seafood...
is in there?
Yeah, so like, would you still eat the corn that was boiled with the barnacles?
Barnacorn. Maybe
Or
we
the
just
potatoes?
discovered a flavor craze. I mean, I take krill oil every morning. That's plankton, so I think barnacorn's not too far off.
I don't know. That is one of those things.
We'll work on the branding. Maybe barnacorn's not as appealing a name as I think it is. All right, what about this mango masterpiece? Are you brave enough? You don't have to.
I
can
think
bow
I've
out.
had enough. I mean, like I said, if you told me I had to, I would, but I just don't think that I am...
40% sus. I'm going to give it a good bite. I'm going to give it one good bite. Really, truly, so you're staying for dinner as well. We're having beef fajitas. If you notice any interesting gastric effects that I'm experiencing, let me know.
Okay.
You'll be there for the main event.
Yes. Speaking of dinner, I need to start the rice soon.
I need to put the beef on.
So that's another controversy. There is a wonderful lady on social media who says that you should have 3 cups of water per 1 cup of rice.
Whoa.
And
That makes it sticky or gluey in my experience.
So, yeah, a lot of people, but I am a fan when it comes to rice of following the instructions on the package. But
Me too, in general.
my plan, I was going to follow her recipe, but I found it's called consommate. It's little cubes of basically tomato.
Nice.
And I was going to use those instead of actual tomato sauce to make the rice. So we'll see how this turns out. But I might go for the 3 cups of rice with the 1 cup of, 3 cups of water to 1 cup of rice and see how it turns out.
Okay.
Because with rice, I've learned that it's the cooking method. It's not always the water to, yeah. And the big thing is once it's done cooking, you've got to let it sit and don't uncover it. Just like leave it covered the whole time. Don't stir it. Don't mess with it. Just
I like it.
let
I was
it
going to say,
cook.
if you ever find you're adding too much moisture, you could always pull the cover off for a little while to evaporate more of it too. So there's a little leeway there.
We will see. We will see how it works out tonight.
With the rice and with my belly.
Yes.
So I did detect a little bit. I was like, what am I kicking? Oliver somehow found his way underneath the table again, little guy. He's a sneaky boy. So, what was I saying?
Detect.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. I did. All right. Symptom 1, memory loss. Not.
No.
I did detect more of that, not just the lack of mangoiness, if mangoiness is a word, but that strange aftertaste at the end.
Yeah.
There's something a little bit suspect about that.
Yes. So we will be slathering this all over our food for the rest of the day.
You go first. I think 1 bite is enough for me.
Yeah, I think but it's ready to eat.
At one point it was.
It was. And there's no high fructose corn syrup.
Nice.
But
Hopefully that lemon juice preservative will keep doing what it's doing in my tummy.
so my question is how do we know which product did our stomach in if we have stomach issues?
That's a good question. So here's my primer. Here's my idea.
Okay.
We both consume one full crab cake, or I keep saying crab, lobster cake.
Why?
Gotta get my gotta get my species right. All right, we both had a good sample of lobster cake.
Okay.
So if we both get sick, then it's probably the lobster's fault. Oh, I was not trying to shame you into finishing your cake, by the way. I didn't realize you didn't yet
No, it's
finish
okay.
it. But since I had a bigger sample of the mango than you did, if only I get sick, then it's probably the mango's fault.
Probably.
But you're right. In the bounds of a double-blind study, we definitely did not follow the guidelines. We also don't have a control group to see if we just got sick from sitting here.
Right.
Something funny going on in the Steiner house that day. About ready to wrap this bad boy up.
Yeah. What else do we have to do here?
I've got a nice outro that I like to read. Hey, thanks for sailing with us on another episode of Pantry Pirates. If you enjoyed the ride, the laughs, the hacks, the leftovers turned legends, we'd love for you to subscribe wherever you are listening or watching. Whether you're on Spotify, YouTube, or floating somewhere in between, hitting that subscribe button makes sure you never miss a single episode. And if you really like what we're cracking open, leave us a rating or drop a comment. It helps more folks discover the crew. We've got plenty more spicy stories and sketchy foods coming your way. Until next time, keep your pantry weird and your treasure chest full. This is Pete with Pantry Pirates, signing off.
What's up, Pantry Pirates? Doing my gut check for our video. I know we were kind of worried about the fact that there was seafood. I didn't have any adverse effects, no bloating, no wooziness, nothing like that. I feel like I might have an iron stomach, but yeah, even the fruit spread, I think Pete ate a lot more of that than I did, but no, feeling great today. Hope you all have a blessed day.
Hey, this is the post-episode gut check for Pantry Pirates episodes 2 and 3. We recorded both episodes on the same day, so I can't really isolate how individual items affected me. Between the Belvita breakfast biscuits and the pineapple juice during episode 2, and then the lobster cakes and the mango preserves during episode 3, we definitely consumed a bunch of different expired foods. I will say that evening I had a feeling of fullness and a little bit of unease when I went to bed, but I think that was more due to consuming too many beef fajitas for dinner than it was these 4 outdated items. Overall, gastric happenings were as expected. I didn't really detect anything different in my my next day bathroom habits, so I would consider that consumption a success. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Kevin, and thank you, Mel, for appearing on those episodes. I had a blast. I would definitely welcome you all back again. Have a great day.